Hello, my name is Moh Ghoreishi. I'm going to be your life drawing teacher. And I'm going to, my students are not here yet, but when they come, we're going to film my lecture, and I hope it's going to be useful. I've never filmed my lecture. I've never done something online. This is my first time. I hope it works better. And because of the COVID-19, I'm doing this, and I have to wear the mask and see what it goes, how it goes. This is better. Now I have a proper mask on me. Just wait for me. Okay, let's start. I just want to say a few things. I have written them on the board. I'm going to talk about the whole course, classical figure drawing. What is classical figure drawing, and what is the relation of classical figure drawing and animation. Maybe you should be closer because the sound should be, yeah, thank you. Everyone in the business say life drawing is very important, and I would say classical life drawing is very important, not any kind of life drawing. And by classical life drawing, or classical figure drawing, better to say, I mean the kind of drawing that Michelangelo was doing, or Da Vinci was doing, or very classical draftsmanship, that kind of drawing, that you are able to draw the figure from any position, from any point of view. You can move it around. You know, in animation, you have to move character around. You have to act the character, you know. If you can do that with human figure, then you can do it with any character given to you. Be Bugs Bunny or be the Simpsons or whoever. Because the figure, the human figure is the most complicated form. And if you can draw that from any position, then you can draw anything else. It's very easy. This kind of drawing, this kind of figure drawing, or classical figure drawing is good for animation. And that's what I'm trying to teach you in 2 years, 4 semesters. I think I'm the only teacher in this program, I mean Capilano Animation program, that is going to work with you every semester. I hope you don't get sick of me, because you're going to have me for 4 semesters, right? I keep it short like that. I'm going to talk about this later during these 2 years, the importance of figure drawing and classical figure drawing, and why that's good for animation. Again, please come and sit here. Not any kind of life drawing or figure drawing is good for animation. Classical figure drawing, lots of draftsmanship, anatomy, design, and drawing from your head. You know, these are all aspects of life drawing that you're learning here. That's one thing. Second thing I want to talk about is a little bit about myself. I studied animation way back in Iran, in late 70s in Iran. When I did animation, there was no computer involved. There was no computer, in a way, PC and nothing in the 70s, late 70s. Then everything was done by hand. Even if you want to know how your animation looked like, you have to do the line test. You have to wait for the lab and come back from lab, the black and white thing, and very expensive. It was a privilege to have a line test. It wasn't like that these days that you can see in real time, how to do animation. I started from there. I studied animation also at Sheridan College and Algonquin College in Ottawa. I graduated from there. But a few months after my graduation, I got the chance to teach figure drawing to Capilano. Then Capilano was a college, not university. Don Pro and myself are from the dinosaur time. We are the only teachers who survived from the, we started in 1995. Then I've been doing this for 25, 26 years, something like that. And I work in the industry as a layout artist, animation also. I did some animation, I did some storyboarding. And, but as soon as the teaching pay was paying all the bills, I just stayed with teaching, and now I'm here to do this. And you know, I consider myself as a guide for you guys. Drawing is not something that you can teach. Drawing is something that you can learn. You have to learn it. You have to draw a lot. You have to put a lot of time into it in order to learn it. And my job is just to guide you. Jokingly, I'd say I'm your dog. I'm not your teacher. If you are going to the right direction, I show you my happiness, and I follow you to please keep going. But if you go to the wrong direction, I will bark at you. I won't bite. I just bark, right? That's all I can do. But I'll do my best to be a help for you guys in this journey that we're going to have together for 2 years. Right? Then go to next step, which is the first topic that we're going to talk about for first class. Before going to this, I also want to let you know that I told you you're going to have me for 4 semesters. Then my course is actually on 4 different levels or layers, you can say. The first semester, which is this one and the first class of the first semester, it's all about observational drawing. I call it kind of passive drawing, but very necessary, very important. You have to know very basic elements of drawing, like line. What is a line? You do a lot of line, but how do you describe that? Or what is a 2D study? What is a 3D study? And even how to sit, how to draw, how to move your arm. Very, very basic elements of drawing. This is first semester. Also, we study a lot about contour drawing, cross contour drawings, and negative space, all the very, very basic elements of drawing. Second semester, we go one step higher and we go to structure, boxes, spheres, and cylinders, and anatomy. Anatomy is very, very important in the second semester. Third semester, we go one step farther. We start drawing from imagination, how to design a thing in your head. And last semester is about light, how the light is affecting your drawing, and some other advanced topics like composition and so on, right? Then it's going to be a long journey with me. Again, I hope I can keep you entertained for 2 years, which is not easy. By the way, my English is not my strength, especially with this mask. Probably you have a lot of problem to understand what I'm saying. Please ask questions, please correct me. I learn a lot from you, a lot more from you than you learn from me, believe me. And English is one of them. Not the only one. I learned a lot about drawing when I teach. Okay, then let's go to the first lesson, first day. First lesson, first day is how to sit and how to move your arm and create your line. we start from very bottom. We start from scratch, right? And I'm going to demonstrate for you, but before demonstrating, I explain what I'm going to demonstrate, and then I demonstrate, and you see it, and you start drawing, and that's it for today. You have to draw a lot. When you sit, especially this setting, the donkey that you have, it's very important to hold your body correctly for your health and for producing the best line. Holding your posture is important. I mean, the right posture, correct posture is very important. Chest, front, and then the shoulders drop, and comfortable movement with your arm movement. The arm movement is very important. Immediately, that means that if you draw like that, if you sit like that, is not very good. It's tiring, and you don't produce the best line. This is very important, especially for you guys whose profession is going to be drawing, slave drawing, right? This is what you're going to be. Whatever they ask you, you can draw, and you're able to draw it quickly. Then you're going to do tons of drawing in your career. Then it's better to learn to hold your body correctly from the beginning, right? But regardless of what you're going to do in the future, for this course, you need to produce good lines and good movement with your body. And sitting is important, how you sit. Then, what is your relation to the paper? I think the paper or the board should be almost stretched arm distance from you and from your paper. That's the best. If you put the board on your lap, you get to that position. It's better, yeah. If you put it on your lap, yeah, that's very good. Then you get to good distance between you and your paper. And now when you move your arm, when you draw, you have three major joints that are involved in drawing. One is the finger movement. I call it finger movement, for very detailed, very precise. And when you do your finger movement, your stationary point is a lot. It's very solid, and you need this base, this strong base, to do some detail. That's good for detail. Then there is rest movement, a little bit free, but still very controlled. And then you have elbow movement. Again, it's good for some kind of drawing. But the best one is the shoulder movement, or the shoulder joint. This joint of the shoulder blade and your arm joint, arm movement. I call it the arm movement, right? That's the best kind of movement in your arm that you create the best line. I'm gonna just demonstrate what I said, and I'm gonna set myself in a way that you also can see. Maybe you can move a little bit this way that you can see what I'm saying. No more. Maybe you can sit here. You sit on the podium. Yeah. Can you do that? Okay. Here, if you sit here, you can see me. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. You don't see me, right? You can? Okay. I just want to show you the movement that I was talking about. When you do the finger movement, it's like that. It's like that. For example, you create lines like that, right? You create lines like that. It's a finger movement. Yeah? Cross hatching. You create long lines like that, precise, but cross hatching. Rest movement is, as I said, is a little bit freer, and elbow movement is something like that, right? But arm movement is very comfortable movement that you can create. The center of movement is my arm. You see, if I do it with my left arm, that you can see the center of movement is here, right? That's the kind of movement that you need. Are you with me so far? This is my suggestion. At home, probably people don't have this setting, but I suggest people at home as well, if you can create this setting, it's very good. That one of the reasons that I ask for face-to-face class is this setting. It is this setting that we have. And especially for the beginners to start your career as an artist, this training is important. That's why I said, you know, again, one of the reasons that I wanted to have a face-to-face class is this setting. It's very important, and it speeds up your progress, your learning. Now, if you were with me, then we're gonna, I'm gonna show you how to do the gesture. Again, very quickly, I'm gonna talk about gesture next week in detail, but for today, I'm gonna just tell you how to do the gesture. Maybe you can pause it for me, yeah. When I said that the way you sit is important, also when you draw, you have an imaginary frame. For example, let's say if I draw here now, let's say if you have a pose like that, let's say Marcel is doing a pose like that for us. He's really doing a lot of poses like this, right? This is, let's say I just did a very quick gesture of Marcel. I think you have a frame like that for this, imaginary frame. You are always, when you're looking at something, you have an imaginary frame. This is my theory, I might be wrong, but I believe that. Or let's say if Marcel is sort of does a sitting pose or a declining pose, a pose like that, let's say, you know, you are thinking of a frame like this. We have an imaginary frame. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe because we see a lot of pictures. These days, babies are born with pictures. You know, just a few months old, and they have the iPad and iPhone and all these, you know, social media or YouTube, or they're watching that. I don't know. We are very used to pictures, and when we look at things, I think we have this imaginary frame. Then the importance of that is that when you sit and draw, if you draw like that, your imaginary frame gets distorted. You know, if you draw like that, you have to have control over your imaginary frame. These four corners of the frame should be almost the same distance from paper to your eye, right? And then this is another reason why I'm insisting on the way you sit and the way you hold your body and you draw. You have almost the same distance between four corners of your imaginary frame and your eyes, right? Then that's another reason that you better to sit properly and hold your body correctly, because if you don't, you will get distortion. Okay, that's another reason. For the whole thing, as the way I see it, right? Head, and then torso, and then this leg is going like that, right? The other leg going something like that, and the arm going like that, and this arm going like that. As you see, I don't pay attention at all to detail. I'm trying to understand. If you don't see me, you can go a little bit that way. Do you see me? Yeah? Is that okay for you? Or you want to sit there? Or you can go there. Yeah. Just, I want to make sure, yeah, go from, sorry guys, this is COVID-19 era, right? Everyone's okay? Okay, then as you see, I don't pay attention to details. I'm going to go for the whole thing, and I'm just trying to get the whole thing. But I can work on it. You know, if I start adding some details, you see that what I'm doing here is not just you know, I'm seeing all the details. Just don't pay attention to when I okay. Let me do the mask as well to show you. You know, this is something like that, and then the arm going like that. And by the way, our model is Marcel, but we cannot show him because of the policies, right? Then you know I can add all the details based on a very simple approach that I had first, right? That simple approach is very important. Next pose, I do it again. Again, the head, neck, chest going something like that, you know, and torso going something like that. One leg is going forward something like that, and the other leg going something like that, right? And the arm going something like that, going something like that. Again, very simple, very, you know, very simple, very basic forms that I'm following, and now if I have time, I can add some details, right? For example, head going something like that, right? Then shoulder here, I can add some detail. The arm going something like that, you know. Chest, breast, and torso. Torso. I can define the torso a little bit more. You know, the back going something like that. I can work on it and add more and more detail depending on how much time do I have. But again, that basic approach is crucial. It's crucial. I don't care about the details. I get the whole thing. Some people say start with line of action. Some people, you know, I will talk about these in detail next week in detail. But today, I want you just go for the whole thing. Try to get the whole pose, and you only have 1 minute, not more than that. We are going to do tons of 1 minute gesture. Any question? No? Clear what we want to do? Okay, then your turn. Let's do it. we done almost 30 minutes of drawing. I looked at your drawing and it's good. Again, I remind you, the purpose in this assignment is that you get the whole figure and you start developing feel for all these movement shapes that you see and produce good lines, right? If you have not enough time to finish it, try to speed up, try to get the whole thing quickly. This is what we are going to work on next week in detail, as I said, going to gesture and gesture drawing in more details, and I will explain why gesture drawing is so important. For your homework, you're going to have homework for me as well. And homework is 2 hours of drawing at home. I know there is no live drawing session. Actually, there are. Basic Inquiry, they have their sessions. You can go there if you're close. But if not, at home, please draw for 2 hours. Your exercise is the most important thing. That's where you learn how to draw. And at home, you don't have a life model, I know, but you might ask family member to pose for you. You might draw yourself, your hand, your feet, even your portrait. You know, there is some wonderful device. We have it back in Iran. I don't know if you have it in Canada. It's called mirror, right? You can look at the mirror and use yourself as a model. You can use your cat, your dog. You know, these are also good. If you don't have anything to draw from life, please use pictures. There are tons of pictures on the internet. There are even sites that they pose for you for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Go to those sites and draw from pictures. You know, it's not as good as drawing from life because life is 3D. Monitor is 2D. Anything from monitor I call it picture. But it's useful. You can practice that. And try to follow the setting that I'm suggesting here. I know there is not available all these donkeys and boards and papers. By the way, you're going to have your papers, you're going to take them with you and bring them next week. Try to draw on them. Try to create a setting like what we have here in the class. With the 2 chairs you can, and the board, you can create a setting similar to what we have here. And do 2 hours of homework for me and show me next week when you come to class. By the way, I want to repeat what I said earlier. Is everyone okay if we extend the class to 4 hours? Yeah. And each group 2 hours? Meaning your group is going to be from 2 to 4. And then next group from 4 to 6. You're okay with that, right? I have to ask the next group, and if they're okay, then I will let you know by email. Next week is going to be 2 hours in class. Any question? Anything you want to ask? Anything you want to say? Anything that you think I didn't explain well, or any question? Yes?
Just wondering, would you suggest trying to get multiple drawings on one page, or just one drawing?
Say it again. I couldn't say it louder. Yeah.
Would you suggest doing trying to do multiple drawings on one page, or just one?
Oh yeah. You can at least draw 3, 4 drawing on the same page. You don't need to draw one drawing on one page. Yeah, these papers are free for you, but you know, these are trees.
Yeah.
Try to be nice to them. Yeah. And I suggest 3-4 drawing. But again, I insist on fluent, comfortable arm movement. That's very important. Be brave in your in your line, in creating your line. Don't be cautious. Go for it, and after a while, you will have control over your line. Right? No more questions? Should we start drawing again? Okay, please, Marcel. Yeah, thank you. And you're doing a very good job, Marcel. Thank you very much.